If you want to learn marketing the easy way, then continue watching this video. Hi, my name is Hanne from Thrive Teams, and in this video I want to show you a method that I teach everyone on my team to get better at marketing. What's fun about this method is that it actually doesn't take a lot of effort to do, and that it's a very easy way and a very natural way to learn things. Think about this. How do children learn a new language? They imitate, right? They hear something, they imitate, they try it out. And this is exactly the way that I want you to learn marketing. I call this the mirror method. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do this and how you can do this too. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is because I could just tell you to go mirror somebody else's funnel or somebody else's marketing techniques. But I realized that there are a few tools and tricks that I use while I'm doing this. And I want to show you exactly my way of thinking about going through somebody else's funnel, somebody else's marketing materials. So let's dive right in. So here I'm on the blog from Mindvalley. Now, the reason that I chose Mindvalley is because when you mirror someone, you might as well mirror the best, right? And Mindvalley sells for millions of dollars of online courses online. And so they have a really good system to get people from their blog into their funnel on their email list, but also you'll see onto automated webinars and then immediately into their sales funnel. So let me show you what's going on here. So first of all, I just go to the blog and I pick one of these blog articles. And the way I want you to think about everything that I show you here is not just to copy exactly what I'm doing, but to think about the method behind it, about the reason why I'm looking at this or the reason why I picked this website and so on, so that you can use this in your industry with the websites that you think are interesting to copy. Now, here on this blog post, when we scroll, you can see that in the sidebar, we have this sticky widget in the sidebar where clearly they are promoting a free masterclass. So what I'll do is I'll click on this and I see what's going on, right? And also while we're on this blog, you can see that I'm using a Chrome extension that's called Facebook Pixel Helper. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to know if they are retargeting or if they are gonna retarget me on Facebook. And as you can see from here, they have a page view set up. So they are building their audience, and we can imagine that afterwards they will try to retarget me on Facebook. So that's just a little helper to figure out what's going on with their retargeting pixels. So let's go back to this widget. So here we have the free masterclass. I'm going to click on it and open it in a new window. So now that I'm on this landing page, there are a few things that I will definitely look at and on this landing page. And the first one might be a bit counterintuitive, but it's actually the URL of this page. Now, the reason that I'm looking at the URL is because it actually shows a lot of information. So first of all, here you can see what the normal URL is, but then also you can see the UTM parameters that they have set up, which is a good way to organize your data in Google Analytics. And I'm going to link to a research about UTM parameters if you don't know what I'm talking about. But here you can see that this one is tagged as the source being from the video, from the blog video, and then the medium organic. So they definitely split out if somebody is coming from paid traffic, if somebody is coming from organic traffic. You can see that this is a launch that is going on in March 2019. So that's also interesting to see that this is a very timely thing that is going on their blog. And then we have another code, which is a Google Analytics tracking code, which actually makes me think that they are probably A/B testing this page. So to see whether or not I can discover the other version of the page, I would take the URL here. So just up till the first question mark and open this in an incognito window. The reason that we use an incognito window is to see if we can get the other version of the A/B test. Now, this is not something that's going to work every time, but we can give it a try. Now, in this case, it seems like the page is pretty similar to what we saw in the first. So let's just go back. You can have like even more go deeper into this and maybe try with another browser or just like on another computer, or to see if you can figure out the other versions of the landing page if you're really interested in seeing what they are A/B testing. Now, the next thing is I would screenshot this whole page. In the Chrome browser, you can have this extension, it's called Awesome Screenshot, which allows you to do full page screenshots of landing pages of websites. And this is a really good way to capture all the information. So I would capture this entire page, and then I can later on analyze this, see what's going on, maybe like look at the design. So just saving the design is always a good idea for later on, especially if you're seeing like here in the URL that this is a very timely launch. So this page might not be up on the website very long. So it's also a good way just to save the information. Now, the next thing before actually signing up to this landing page is I would use the inspect element. So if you do a right click in Chrome, you can see here the inspect element. And I would try to figure out what they are using for this sign up. So this is if you're interested to know which tools a certain website is using, the inspect element can give you a lot of information about that. So here I would select this, this box, and I can see here that it's a webinar component, and let's see if we can figure out which type of webinar. So here I can see that this is events.blinkwebinars.com. So that gives us some information about which webinar software a site like Mindvalley is using for their automated webinars. So that can be really interesting if you want to do the same thing. So here we have the Blink webinars, and you can also get some other really interesting information when you look at the inspect element, such as I saw a tracking code for Hotjar. So if you know the tool Hotjar, it's actually a heat mapping tool. So maybe they are doing some tests, running tests on this page to see how people interact with the website. So if you use the inspect element and you're a little bit familiar with how the code works, you will be able to see certain tools that websites are using. Now let's go ahead and sign up for this form. And for this, I also have a little trick. Now you might know this or not, but if you have a Gmail address, you can actually use the plus sign and then something behind your normal Gmail address. And this will still be sent to your normal inbox, but it will be really easy to then filter out those messages. Now, this would be something like myname@gmail.com is your normal email address, and you make it myname plus mindvalley@gmail.com. Now, in your Gmail, everything is identified as being sent to myname plus Mindvalley. And so it makes it really, really easy to then filter out those messages, put it in a folder so you don't even have to see them, like you don't have to keep them in your inbox, you can just put them in a folder, and then look at the messages that they send you, maybe after like a week, 10 days, and this will give you the full follow-up sequence that one of these websites is making. So that's even just doing that is like super powerful for your copywriting skills, for your email marketing skills. And it's something that I do all the time. I sign up to so many lists and my email inbox would be a mess without this little plus sign trick. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, in the meantime, while this webinar is loading, let's go back to our blog post and see if anything happened while we weren't looking at the page. So here at the moment, it doesn't seem like they have some kind of timely pop-up. So I know that somewhere else on the website they do, but on this blog post, apparently they don't. And I would also always check if they have like an exit intent going on. So that's something else that you can do while you're on the site. Now here, let's have a look at this webinar, right? So we can see immediately that this page is very, very empty. There's only the headline, there's this video, and now some information got revealed. So this is somewhere after, I don't know, 10 seconds in the video, they have this reveal element that shows timestamps of the video. That's a very interesting element, right? And maybe something that you want to try on your own webinars, on your own videos. So this is maybe something that they tested to see if the engagement of the video went up. Now, one other thing that you can realize here is that there's no buy button at all. There's no call to action, which makes me think that probably this is a timed call to action, especially that it is a video that started immediately and they have this overlay on the video that doesn't allow me to actually fast forward it. So all of this makes me think that there is probably a timed button that will show up, or even a full sales page that will show up at a certain point in this webinar. Now, if you're wondering if this webinar is doing really well, one thing that you can try is to see if you can find where this video is hosted, because the hosting platforms actually show how many views there have been on the video, right? And I don't know if you noticed in the very beginning when I started this video, you could see like the share and the watch later, which made it very clear that this is a YouTube video. Like, even though they try to hide it, and clearly this webinar software has the overlay and hides the YouTube elements, I'm pretty sure that if we look in the code, we will be able to find which video this is. So again, to look in the code, I go to the inspector. I select this video element, and let's see, here we have the YouTube link. So I can copy this link, and let's open this in a new window. From here, I can go to the share button. This gives me a direct link. This direct link goes to YouTube because this was like an embed link. It wasn't showing us the information we wanted. But from here, I'm going to YouTube, which should show me the number of views on this video. First of all, I can see that this webinar is actually 1 hour and 20 minutes long. So that might be one of the reasons why they don't show you the timestamp on the video. They try to get you engaged with the content, right? But even more interesting, and the reason why I wanted to find this video, is that it has 13,683 views by now. And we know that this is a launch from March 2019. So this shows you the amount of people that Mindvalley gets in front of this type of webinars, right? And that's why I thought it was interesting to show them, because not only do we know that they do millions of dollars in sales, but as you can see, they have like a lot of audience going through their automated webinars, going through their website. And if you copy someone, you might as well copy someone who knows what they are doing. So this is just a little trick to know how many views there are on the video. Now, in the meantime, this webinar is going on, and I'll probably will have to wait about, I don't know, at least half an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes in before they will actually show the sales button. So don't worry, I won't have you go through that with me. But this is something, while you're doing this work, just leave it running. Of course, you can listen to it because, like I said, they do a lot of these automated webinars. So if you want to learn more about how to do a sales webinar, it might actually be really, really interesting to go through the video and but with the intention of finding out the different parts in the script of this type of sales webinar. But that's not the goal right now. So I'm just going to leave this running in the background. Let's just skip ahead and have a look at what this page looks like at the end of the webinar. What do you do with all this information? Now that you have everything, that you went through it, that you made maybe some mental notes about it, you have this screen, the screenshot. One thing that I like to do, which makes it just very, very visual, is if you use Google Drive, there is a tool that is called draw.io, which allows you to make flowcharts. And so from here, you can actually use this, this tool to map out the whole funnel. So from here, what I would do is simply just use these boxes drag one on the page, call it blog post, for example. And then from there, you can have this element. What was it again? It was a sticky widget. That sticky widget went to our landing page. So it would have a landing page. And then of course you can like connect these to each other so that you get this really nice looking diagram at the end. You can then put the URLs of every page on there, and you can use those screenshots and make links to those screenshots, which just gives you a really nice funnel overview at the end. If you want to make sure that once you go back at this, you still have the overview of everything that's going on. If you want to make sure that you have the full funnel overview, then email is part of that funnel, and you can go to your Gmail account, like I said, with that filter and see what the welcome messages that they send you, and then follow up and see what the upcoming days, which type of messages they are sending you the upcoming days to get you into their sales funnel. Now, I hope this was useful. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you see how powerful this method is to get better at marketing, to actually learn from the best in the industry and to have some fun, discover some new tools, discover some new techniques. In any case, I love doing this and I find it very helpful. So let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you too. Thank you.